Hello teacups, what's brewing? Before we get started today, I just want to let you know it is absolutely caning it down with rain at the moment. So if you hear thunder, lightning, or the sound of the rain, hopefully it'll fade out soon. It's been going for a little while, but it just hit us and it was everywhere. We are back. Sorry, completely forgot everything I was going to say. We're back with Chantal. She did a live that was only about 45 minutes and I've got down to around 10 minutes. Her dinner live, so we're just going to cover that because it shouldn't take too long, hopefully, and it will just keep us in touch for now. I realise I've missed a fair few of her old ones. There's not a lot you're missing. She had a live stream recently that she's going to start by discussing here, where she was just a goddamn mess. So high. Like, she has her own kind of standard for being high on stream now. This was pretty bad by her own standards. So pretty bad. She'll discuss it in a second. I didn't see the whole stream. I've seen people talk about it. I've seen clips about it on Twitter. I mean, what can you say at this point? But let's try. Okay, let's get started.
Scapegoat. No, what happened? What happened was I had the gummy bears, okay? I took 2. I thought 2 is okay. Because the thing is, you build a tolerance with edibles, like cannabis edibles. If you eat, even like, let's say you do once 100 milligrams, you're going to be kind of used to it. So what I did was I ate a few, or I ate 2, and then it wasn't like nothing. So I ate 2, I think 2 more. But the first ones were just taking forever to kick in, I guess. I don't know. Because like a couple hours later, that's when I started like, what the hell?
She has been making her own program when it comes to how many of these edibles she's taking. She doesn't really have any idea of what standard, if you can say standard, doses are. I have very little clue when it comes to drugs, but I'm capable of Googling, and this is what I came up with, all right? So not talking from a place of expertise, but then neither is she, so there we go. She regularly takes over 100, over 200, regularly, like almost on the daily now. Of edibles, and it's a lot. And also because they're edibles, they have to work through your system, and until they have, you're not going to feel it as much. So there's so many things in what she was talking about there. Like, one, if you are high to the point you were high yesterday on stream, you are not tolerant to those drugs. You are getting high. you are not like feeling nothing, you're just not waiting to feel the effects. And it's going to take an hour or 2 to metabolize. So you have to wait longer in order to know what the true impact's going to be. Otherwise, you're just stacking edibles and edibles, and you end up like you ended up yesterday. I don't know how strong the edibles she's taking are, the gummy bears she takes. I don't know how strong each one is. We're going to talk about the word therapeutic a little bit later, but a therapeutic dose, while it varies from person to person, is nowhere near what she's been taking. And there's also the 2 reasons she says she takes it. She, on one hand, she's looking for the high feeling, but on the other, she's saying she takes it for anxiety, and she's saying also it helps with the sickness. But she has said multiple times on different live streams, just take a little bit of edibles and the sickness will go away for the Ozempic. And in terms of the anxiety, she hasn't spoken to a doctor. So she's taking antidepressants. I believe she's on anti-anxiety meds. I'm not sure. But she's choosing to dose herself because somewhere online she's read that THC is good for that. We did a little Google quite a few live streams back. It feels like generations ago, but a little Google quite a few live streams back where we looked at cannabis versus THC, because she takes THC, I believe. And the more you take of THC, the less effective it gets for calming anxiety. You get more anxious on high doses, which isn't the case with cannabis. And I feel like she uses the term interchangeably on this one, unless I've misunderstood and it wasn't THC she was taking in the last live, in which case that's 100% my mistake. Like I said, I skimmed through a lot of the content from last week or straight up didn't watch it. So I hate how she talks about the edibles. I hate how she talks about it like what she's saying is true. And I hate with all the other illnesses and concerns she has, that she just going, no, it's for anxiety, so I take as much as I like. You're like, no. Please go talk to somebody. Please wait until it hits. Otherwise, how can you know how it feels? and either say you're doing it to get high and have some fun the way people might have a drink, or do it for the anxiety and get correctly dosed and correctly monitored.
It was just weird. I'm looking healthy. Thank you.
She's not. I'm sorry. She's not looking healthy in this stream. I have downloaded the potato quality, so you can't see as much, but she usually has a filter on, and I feel like she didn't have it in this stream. So she wasn't looking her best. She wasn't looking her worst. We've seen her worse, but...
Are my pupils what? Actually, the lights are bright, so they're a bit smaller.
I can't really see.
I don't... People, like, measure my pupils or what?
This from the woman who doesn't watch reactions and doesn't follow the community to see what people are saying about her. There was a conversation about how blown her pupils looked.
Jesse, hi, Maddie. Okay, let me do my weigh-in. Oh, I should wait, right?
Yeah. Somebody explain to me what's going on with the weigh-in, yeah? I think she weighs in, like, there's no accusation in this. You can weigh in how often and whenever you want, yeah? I think she weighs in every day or near every day, and when she gets excited about the number, she goes, all right, let's have a weigh-in on camera. There's no shame in that game. Yeah, like, you check, you get excited, you want to share it with your community. Great. At that point, any content that wasn't straight up drugs would be welcome, even though the loss is perhaps speculative, perhaps connected to the drug use. But you get excited, you want to tell people, but she keeps going, no, I'm going to weigh in once a month, and then weighing in whenever the number gets exciting. And I don't understand, because she doesn't seem to have a great relationship with the scale, in the sense of, as with many things, it seems to cause her to be overly obsessive a lot. And when she says things like, well, I'm not going to eat here, and then I might eat here because I don't want to, like, I haven't eaten anything today so I can step on the scale. I believe you should use the scale as often as is useful to you. If it's going to make you obsessive, use it less. If it's going to motivate you, use it more, you know? It really just depends on how you fly as a person. But she keeps coming on going, no, it's going to be in a month, and then doing it 3 days later because she got a low number. Oh, boxes! What is that now in the corner? That bottle? It looks like a massive bottle of bleach, but, you know, hopes for the cleaning. It's starting to build again. That is filthy. I will say, though, I want to stop it. Hang on. Yeah, there. I've just stopped it there because I do want to say, from that angle, from the profile, you can really see how much less her stomach sticks out. I don't usually comment too much on her weight as such, in the sense of look at her body, look how fat she is, look how thin she is, whatever it is. But in terms of the weight loss, if we just put a pin in how it was achieved for now, you can really see that her belly sticks out less. And that angle particularly, if you remember, I don't know when it was, but a while back, a year or so ago maybe, she had that peach dress that she was obsessed with wearing, and she did a video where she walked across the screen. She stopped by the side of the road, but her stomach was really far forward, and a comment a lot of people made was that it came into frame long before she did, which was perhaps unkind. But you could really see how far forward she held her weight, and in this picture, if you look right here, you can really see how much less. However, she always does hold her weight up front. You can see how much it's deflated in that area, and that's quite impressive.
Body weight is 331.6 pounds. Body weight is 331.6 pounds.
What was it last time?
When was the last time she weighed in? Because the last time I saw that was when she gained, when she went from, she was 338 at like her last monthly, and then I think this monthly she was like 340 something, 342. She gained like 6 pounds, 344 maybe, if I'm remembering that correctly. So I'm surprised to see she's had the loss, given that whenever I tune in she seems to be shoving chicken palm in her face. But what do I know?
Sorry, what did it come out as?
331.
I think it was 332 15 minutes ago.
Oh, I left this in because, as I was saying, you know, I said I think she pre-weighs in and then decides. It's not a big conspiracy or anything, but he just confirmed that by being like, oh, 15 minutes ago when you pre-checked this. Oh, got some thunder outside. Sorry about the noise.
Yeah, do it again. Okay, where's the food? Hold on. Okay, it's gonna be here soon. You're getting edibles? Actually, the place that delivers, they're out of edibles, so I don't have any left, actually.
That's gonna be a nightmare for her. Also, how many edibles has she eaten? She always buys a fair old stack when she shops. So how quickly has she gone through those?
But I do have, I did order...
Dress is filthy at the side.
This is like...
Body weight is 332 pounds. Body weight
We'll say
is
332.
332
No.
pounds.
Fair.
I think it's the Ozempic hamburger eyes on it.
I love how she says that like it's a maybe. I think it's the Ozempic. I think it's the potential cocktail of Ozempic with the number of other drugs you have admitted to doing, sometimes not admitted to doing. There's a lot to be had in that conversation, but you know, we never know when you're being truthful, and it does seem like never is the answer. But you haven't exactly gone about the weight loss in say an easy to follow way. And yes, it could be the Ozempic, probably the Ozempic. That is a side effect of the Ozempic, but it could be a number of other medical issues. Personally, I'd be a bit concerned at what that combination of things is doing to your body. And I know she's very much hear no evil, see no evil, speak no evil when it comes to if I don't know about it, it doesn't exist. But I'd have some questions. Someone mentioned in her chat a while ago that seems, when she lost that big chunk of weight and we were like, madam, please, that doesn't seem okay. She was like, yeah, I should talk to my doctor. And surprise, we've heard nothing about it since.
Honestly, personally, just not eating really as much. I go through bouts, like I told you guys, like sometimes I'm hungry, sometimes I'm not. So for the past 2 days, I didn't really eat much, right? I don't think. And then you saw what I friggin' pigged out on the night before.
Again, the conversation she needs to be having with herself, if no one else, but preferably with a doctor, is that this may, let's be, there's optimistic and then there's stupid, but let's call it optimism given that she's admitted to lying about this on more than one occasion. Let's say it's not the drugs. Let's just put a pin in the drugs conversation for a moment in terms of illegal drugs and it helping her to lose weight. Let's say it's the Ozempic. The Ozempic is there to help her regulate her blood sugars, which it seems to be doing a fine job of. But it also makes her feel a little bit sick, and that makes her not want to eat as much. And then with the fact that she's doing edibles and she's got all the other medication, like, she never really knows when she's going to feel good enough to eat. Okay, there's a lot of things that could be interacting in her body there, but that is something she needs to get checked. Like, her liver must be in a state right now. Not just because she had super extreme fatty liver disorder before any of this started, but because all the THC she takes, which is massive amounts, way beyond therapeutic doses, gets broken down in her liver. So it's working hard. And with this weight loss, she hasn't changed any of her other habits. It's just, if we are to take, okay, I didn't eat anything for 2 days and now I'm going to binge on this day. If you then take those calories and spread them over 3 days, yes, okay, I could see how, and we are seeing how in her body, she is losing weight. So you could say, in terms of calories in, calories out, and who gives a shit about the quality, yeah, you could see that there's obviously been progress there. But the damage she could still be doing to her body. I want to see her get this weight off. I want to see her keep it off. But there's a lot of things that could be happening that she's not checking on. And also, in terms of sustainable habits, if it is drugs, legal or illegal, that's making this happen, the moment she comes off them, her weight's going to skyrocket. Usually, in this time when you're dropping the weight is when you form the healthier habits that will allow you to keep it off moving forward. But what is she going to do? Because if she prioritizes keeping the weight off, she is, by extension, prioritizing a potentially damaging other habit in order to achieve that. And I have so many concerns with how she is achieving this, that She's never going to talk to, I'm going to say go talk to a doctor. She's never going to go talk to a doctor. Or if she does, she's never going to be honest with a doctor because she thinks she knows what her doctor's going to say, which any sane doctor, I think, would be like, 200 plus milligrams of THC, you're claiming for anxiety? Let's take a look at that, shall we?
And tonight I'm going to eat a normal, probably size portion meal.
Oh,
I'll show you what I ordered when it gets here.
She does. And that as well, like saying, okay, I ate nothing. Sorry, I know I'm ranting about this. I ate nothing and then I ate some. Today's going to be normal. And then tomorrow might be nothing, or tomorrow might be a massive binge. Ozempic will regulate your blood sugar, but not at all costs. Like, it's just for your diabetes alone. That's a terrible thing to put your body through. Please be more sympathetic to yourself. Please care for yourself more.
Oh, I can't wait to eat. Yeah, last night there was like a little bit of time when I just felt like super sick. Like I had...
could be any combination of things. Think of all that stuff I've just said. Yeah, might be the Ozempic. Might just be a bad day. Might have a bit of a jippy tummy. But think of all the stuff I've just described. How many interactions could be happening there to make her feel sick?
Like sick, like vomit or like that kind of thing. But from... almost like having a bad cold or something. It was weird. And it's so sore.
Oh, yeah. She also had her first vaccine. Thank God. Like, she put a picture. People were like, no, because you got Pfizer. They're not doing Pfizer right now, and therefore you were lying. I mean, I would say that seems ridiculous considering she put a picture up and now she's saying the injection site is sore. But then, anytime I try and defend her and be like, oh, that doesn't seem realistic to say she's lying about that, she comes out and she's like, oh, no, I was lying about the whole thing. I really hope she has gotten a vaccine, but it is very normal to have kind of cold symptoms right after. When I had my vaccine, I had a sore injection site for a few hours at the end of that first night, and I woke up with body aches. And your mileage will vary in terms of how much of an impact it has on you. My second vaccine, I had my second dose, I had no side effects whatsoever. It wasn't sore, it didn't do anything. I was just like, good, feeling great, and nothing.
The makeup wipes, the Biore wipes, I actually use them on my eye, and they actually work pretty well.
Oh, I used to use Biore in Japan because they were the thing my drugstore carried. Sorry. Do you ever, if you live abroad or anything, there are certain things you just associate with certain places, and that brand is one I associate with Japan and Asia. I think in China as well they maybe have them, but Japan particularly.
So whoever sent them to me, thank you. Do I have any plans?
Plans, yes. Actions, no.
Some things are up in the air, but I'm not too sure.
So no, you have no plan. She has a lot of ideas that she's going to plan out and change her life with that just seem like a little bit too much work to do.
To the Discord, I haven't been in there. I deleted it from my thing because it's just like, yeah, that's probably more for you guys.
I have a question about the Discord. Okay, in one of her previous live streams, she said that, hey guys, I left the Discord because it was just people making fun of me and I didn't like it. And I was like, absolutely fair. I don't know which, I've heard there's a Discord, I don't know what it is, where it is, how you get there, whatever. I haven't seen it with my own eyes. It's all coming secondhand from her. I was shocked and confused that she joined it in the first place. If someone makes, like, is this a Discord she's made or has she joined someone else's? And the one she's discussing here, is it the same? There's a public Discord, it's not hers, right? It's not one she's made for members. Because I was a little bit confused about it all. But if it's a public one, why on earth did she join that? That was bound to end terribly. Like, don't do that to yourself. Like, never do. Like, no. I was 100% with her of being like, delete the Discord. But if she's talking about one that she's set up, this seems an odd thing. So, no, the Discord is for you guys. If you didn't make it, it's for any, like, I didn't understand what she was saying here. Because if it's one she's made, then it doesn't really promote community if you're not within your own Discord. That's the advantage of it. They get to interact with you in a different way. And it would be a great idea to have a Discord for your members so that they could discuss, so they get more for their money. That's one of the benefits of having memberships, having other things, is usually a closer relationship with the creator. in some way. Either it's members only chat, so not everyone sees it, or I was a member of a gamers channel for a while, and it meant that they had members only game nights. And, you know, you could do, when I was playing Animal Crossing, you could go visit their islands and do, like, cataloguing and stuff. So there were benefits there. But if you make a Discord and then you're like, but I'm not going to be in it, well, it's not really a benefit, is it? But I might be mixing it up and it's not our own Discord. I was a bit confused.
Guys.
Chicken parm again. That's an enormous piece of chicken.
This is...
Oh, second meal.
Scallop and shrimp.
I don't know if this is a full meal. To be fair, I might be being a bit shady. It looks quite large though. Like, she always orders twice as much while saying she can't finish everything. Order one meal. I think she gets, it's just fear of missing out a little bit. Where she's like, I want this and I want this, but if I don't have this, I won't have it. If I get munchies or if I just want it later, when actually you can just order it the next day. She's constantly ordering multiple meals.
Croquettes.
They do sound nice, to be fair.
Oh. Hi. Sorry. So I need to talk to you guys about some things. So that.
I just left this in to point out that she sent Pete's down for whatever this delivery was, and we'll talk about it in a second. I was like, dude, you just stood up. You could have got your own stuff.
That's why I gotta get all. I forgot that I ordered some things, and I don't have underwear.
Why? Have you not flashed your audience enough? Like, put some goddamn pants on. I say pants to mean underwear. In Britain we call them pants, and we call what Americans call pants trousers. So, like, put some pants on. If you were comfortable enough to do a full body shot walking away from the camera, which you have flashed people on multiple times before, to do your weigh-in on the internet, go downstairs and open your own goddamn door. Or hey, here's a thought with your roommate who is your ex but isn't your boyfriend, maybe put some goddamn underwear on. Guys, like, why aren't you wearing that? It's not a long dress, it's the under part of that pink dress she had before. Please wear underwear. You would have far fewer slip-ups and you could do your own stuff.
Alright, let's try this. Let me see it.
Does anyone know what this is? I don't like when she pulls it out, I can't tell. It looks like pills though. Oh, or is that the mushroom she ordered? Is that what that is? Because it's in that little packet. I wasn't sure.
I wasn't sure if it was something you wanted to hide from your audience or not.
Note that when she says she's not hiding stuff, Pete's is like, yeah, I didn't know if you wanted to hide it or not. There is, and we're going to discuss it in a minute when she mentions it, there's a difference between privacy and lying and choosing not to share and hiding. That she, perhaps willfully, is choosing to misunderstand. But I just thought it was funny. It was like, yeah, I didn't know if you wanted to hide it. It's probably then, I guess, the mushrooms that she ordered, maybe. That was quite quick. Why is she putting, the entire reason for this clip, why is she putting the goddamn shaky cheese on top of the pile of cheese she has on top of this fried chicken cutlet with creamy sauce? It seems an unnecessary addition. You've got a pile of cheese, it's not going to taste more cheesy.
Remember I was hating on the weekend? Last night was crazy.
Yeah, you were high. You were really high and getting weird.
But you guys have to know too, I'm also very weird. Like, I like to bees and be funny and crazy and silly, you know?
Really?
Even not on edibles.
I disagree. I disagree. We've before, in the before times, long ago, in the times of yore, she used to come on live, not high. And she used to come on videos, remember? But she used to not be high all the time. And to my recollection, she's never shown evidence of having that kind of personality. I personally, I wouldn't say she has that much evidence when she's under the influence, let alone when she's not. But that's not her personality, in my opinion. She hasn't shown evidence of being crazy and wild and fun in the way that she really wants to present to the world. I think she very much wants to be considered that way. The same way when she, on the few occasions she's been in groups and we've seen it on channel, she seemed very awkward. But when she described herself as bubbly, which was not the first word I would have grabbed. Now, do I know her 24 hours a day in her own life? No. But the more these live streams go on, the more we see her personality in moments where she's not as guarded because she's been under the influence. Now, is somebody's personality always the same when they're under the influence? No, it tends to bring out extremes. I understand that. But under the influence or not, we haven't seen much evidence of the personality she's trying to portray. So to be like, oh no, I'm really fun and weird and quirky and this kind of thing, no, you're not. Generally speaking, no, you're not.
And very soon I'm going to be working more on my channel.
Bullshit.
Instead of just like this all the time. I want structure in my life. I do remember some things that I was talking about. See, that's the thing, like, sometimes I just like doing edibles and just talking, and like it opens like my mind a bit to, you know. But I remember people like structure, and I'm like, yeah, I need some structure, even if it's like not conventional structure, like we were talking about, you know.
I'm not sure what she means by not conventional structure, because the point of structure is that it regulates your life somehow, and it's really hard when, like, I've been on a really similar sleep schedule to Chantal just recently. I had a couple of nights where I struggled a lot to sleep. And I tend to flip into being awake all night really, really easily. And it's something I struggle with a lot, not being on my work hours at the moment because it's vacation. And I have to really keep an eye out because I've noticed myself, like, just even with this, like, I spend some time with my family, but then not being motivated to make videos, not being motivated to go out and do other things. And I've mentioned before that she and I have some quite similar kind of mental processes with some things. And this is one of the things, when she's awake all night and people are like, how can you live like that? For me, it's kind of a warning signal that no, you gotta sort this out, because it's the first step in me just kind of entering usually a bit of a depressive phase. Now, I've got a lot going on right now and I'm gonna be flying home soon, so I don't think it's going to tip over. Like, I'm keeping an eye on it, and like I'm making sure to achieve certain things, which is why when I really didn't want to cut this down today, I sat down and did the video. But it's a hard thing to live without structure. We always say, like, with kids, you're like, kids thrive on structure, and you're like, really? But they do, and you see it still with adults. You see it when you don't have any reason to do anything, you just don't do anything, and that makes you feel worse, and that makes you feel less capable. She needs structure, and when you say, like, conventional, I guess she means, like, I don't need a 9-to-5 job. I don't know what she means by conventional, because the point of structure is that it makes your life more conventional, I guess. But she hates the idea of being conventional. She hates it. She hates the idea of falling into the trap of normality in any way, because that is boring and dull, and she is better than that. She's discussed that before in kind of, I hate being domestic, I hate having routine. But then she recognises to an extent that she spirals when she doesn't have it.
Oh, the time works were fun?
They were. You keep promising us and not delivering.
I should definitely do more of those.
Please.
I still have costume.
I swear to God, if she comes out with a live time warp. No. Do a time warp, please. I would be here for it. I would support you.
I would love to do what Trisha Paytas does. You know how she sometimes just, like, gets dressed up and does all this, like, choreography on her own and, like, does Beetlejuice stuff? Like, that's super fun.
I don't watch Trisha Paytas, so I haven't seen an example of what she's talking about. But from what I've seen, in terms of clips and things, it doesn't seem likely that she would perform anything that wasn't massively produced in that way. Like, wasn't thought through and then presented. But if she could sit there, if she had the creativity to sit down, to make a routine, to work on it and to present it, I would be here for that. That would be something you could do with the structure of your day. Be like, okay, for this period of time in the day, I'm going to do this. Like, come up with a schedule. It can be any schedule you like, but come up with a schedule. She won't. We've discussed this. She won't, but it would be cool. Yeah, it would be cool. I'd love to see you produce content of some kind. Please do. I'd be here for you. Please do.
Do like a music video. I want to do a diss track.
Do it. I mean, who was it? Gene? Gene, like, I remember the diss track he did of her. Right? He did that in his home, and ain't nobody helping him with that. Like, you could do it, but as with anything, you have to put the effort in.
We had a really good talk today. We're just going to keep thinking about our options. He's not mad. He's okay with... I said, imagine if you have your own place. You can go naked and rub your wiener on everything and dance and put your music on really loud. Nobody's around to judge you for whatever you want to do.
That was a very revealing statement. Here's the thing, okay, with the moving. Pete's is hugely non-confrontational when it comes to real life people. Like, he'll shout on the internet, but he's as much as said, like, he does not like to confront things in real life. If he had a problem with it, he would never tell her. So she has no idea how he really feels about it. I think he'd be perfectly happy to stay the way he is. But that being said, he might be okay. He might just be like, no, I don't care. You can do what you want. Perhaps. I don't know. I don't know that situation. I didn't like how she was discussing it because it's very much... She had him put his name on the lease, apparently to prevent doxing, whatever. She does have a bit of a checkered financial history with bankruptcy and stuff. But she's the one responsible for most of the financial payments, if we're going by what she says. And it seems to be the case. Like, apparently they set up a number he was comfortable with, and then she kind of deals with the rest, because he's got some credit card debt and stuff like that. And okay, fine, they agreed to that. But the thing is, it's in his name. So if she's the financial power there, and he can't afford to do it himself, the choice she's giving him is not really a choice. Because if she decides she wants to move, then she's gonna move. And if he still wants supported anyway, if he still needs help in order to live, then he still needs help and is going to have to go along with whatever she says. That being said, I don't think this is a poor victimized Pete situation. Like, the fact that she's at least thinking of contributing to help him, I think is a nice one. She's not obligated to do that. And he can't go back to his mom's, which is, I think, where he was before, because as I understand it, his mom has now moved. So there's no place for him there. But a lot of the conversation she's having about him in previous lives just make him sound like he's a tortoise she keeps in a box that she's going to find a tank for. She's going to pop him there and he's going to look after things. And it's very kind of belittling of his life and his choices and his wants and his needs, which I really didn't like. I don't know if she's necessarily meaning to do that, but it doesn't seem great, the way she discusses it. That being said, who knows what he's really happy with.
Well, and if we bees, no, I don't have any edibles left, actually. I didn't get edibles. I can show you. They don't have any for like a couple weeks.
That's a long time for her.
So I got mushrooms.
Yeah, that must have been what was in the bag then. I don't know what... That was a terrible freeze frame. I apologise. I don't know what pre-roll is. Please explain it to me down below. I don't know. I don't know what it is. I hope it's not something she smokes because her lungs, her poor lungs. But I don't know what it is. I don't know the impact it has on her body with all her other problems. I will, I guess, Google it after this and find out, or I will read the comments when you give them to me. Thank you in advance for your help. She has said before she doesn't like mushrooms. Why is she choosing to do them now? I guess because she's got no edibles. But then that question becomes, well, if you do edibles for fun, you're not addicted, it's a legal thing, and you're just having fun, great, fine, no problem. I would argue you're a bit more reliant on them than you think, but then you really see that in this moment where, okay, there are no edibles, so here is an alternate legal drug that I don't particularly like, I don't have a great history with, but I'd rather do that than not get high. And there is a thought there that you're like, ooh. So the reliance we get concerned about, the fact that it's legal is irrelevant to a point, because alcohol is legal, and I'd still have concerns if someone felt like they had to drink in order to function, or in order to get themselves into a place where they didn't have to function. Like, there's two sides to that, I do realise. And I was a little bit worried, and this is ignoring the argument that, well, she's getting illegal drugs and all the rest of it. I was a bit worried to see that she's willing to do shrooms, which is something she doesn't like that much, in the absence of edibles, rather than go 2 weeks without them. Like, that's concerning.
Yeah, Ooga Beluga. I don't know if I'm allowed to do that. I'll have to check the terms and conditions. Like, I don't want to get in trouble for...
She's talking about terms of service on YouTube and doing them on stream. It seems very late in the day and in this particular plot point to be worried about terms and conditions, which makes me think, has she had some trouble behind the scenes, either with streams being demonetized or being reported or what have you? Because she's never really shown a concern before.
I guess I don't have to say I'm doing it. I can just do it and then go live.
I'm not sure. I guess that would make it more grey. I'm not sure the impact that would have. I'm not sure, actually, in terms of her doing shrooms, even if she was to say, here's the shrooms, because she's showing them, I suppose. Here's the shrooms, I'm taking them now. If they're legal where she is, the terms and service talk about illegal drugs, but she's broadcasting this in places where it's not legal. So I don't know how that works out, to be honest.
We should be discussing less drugs. Somebody explained to me that...
Sorry, I missed that. I'll go back to what she's saying. But yeah, we should be talking less drugs, and she straight up ignored it. But anyway, someone explained.
Whenever people see me really, really, really high on the cannabis, it's because I talked about doing other things that people are just going to always assume. Anytime I look like, they're going to think, oh, is she high? Every single time now. Or,
yeah,
you're so strung out.
Can you blame everybody, though? Like, I was sitting here as the last bastion of defence going, no, I think she's done. I don't think she's doing these things. And then you got on stream, you said, yeah, I'm a liar. I was lying. No, privacy, but I was lying. And actually, I did it once. No, I asked to do it again. And now there's this huge grey area of like, well, are you still seeing people? Are you still doing this? How, like, there's a lot of questions because you left a space for a lot of questions while confirming that you are happy to lie to your audience while doing these things. So I'd be shocked if there weren't questions at this point. I have no idea what the truth is anymore. But I'd be absolutely shocked if people believed you with anything in regards to this, because any time that you've sat there and said, well, no, I've never done that. No, I have done that. No, I'm not doing that anymore. I'm not seeing him. I'm not going there. I'm not having this. You've then confirmed, actually, that was a lie. So can you blame us?
Show my feet?
There was a weirdo in chat asking for fetish stuff.
Right now.
Asking her to, like, asphyxiate him with her cankles and stuff like that, and calling her mommy, which was creepy.
I have all
like a troll, but still.
But they are less.
Sorry, I talked over that. I apologise. I talked over it. She keeps talking about the stuff that's on her feet and the skin thing that apparently is less. Now that it's less, she's just not going to get it checked. She was saying, oh, I need to go and have a biopsy. Still hasn't arranged it, still hasn't gone for it, blew off the last one without cancelling it, like, so many things.
Jenny, anyways, think what you want.
There are 3 comments from Jania. As this goes on, I will put them up on screen for you, because she doesn't read them out. But she gets quite annoyed, she doesn't rage, but notice how quickly she talks about getting off stream with this, just notice.
So many trolls is right.
Yeah, so they're a troll if they say they're concerned. Oh, this has not downloaded well.
I don't know what you're talking about.
Yeah, that's the second comment. I'll put it up.
I'm gonna go do some things.
Yeah. I did cut out a little bit, didn't go straight to that, but quite soon after the comments that were left, she was like, okay, I'm going to go do some things. And she starts trying to wrap the stream up. And I don't think that's a coincidence. Because in this case, the comments, they weren't particularly supportive, but they were not rude. They were not insulting. And remember, this is a members only live stream. This was in a super chat, so I don't know if this woman was a member or not. But the point is, everyone who comments in this stream is paying in one way or another to be heard. They're paying in the super chats, or they're paying for the membership. So to be like, okay, well, I'm going to go off stream, it's kind of a shitty thing.
Maybe I should just take the whole weekend and just
And here it
plan
comes.
my entire channel to get everything I need to get done.
And that's just a threat. Basically, it's her reminding them, and she's saying to plan the channel so people can't complain. She goes, no, I said I was going to improve my channel. I was doing work. Oh, you wanted me to stay? Well, maybe you should have been nicer to me. How do you feel where there's no content? Relieved. Relieved is how I feel. But no, I should just take the weekend off. See how you like that. There's a constant kind of low to high, depending on how she feels, level threat of, well, I'll just withdraw my content and see how you like that. What will you do then? And I'm sitting here like, I'll go on with my life. What will you do then? You're earning your money from this. What will you do then?
I'm not leaving because of rude people. They don't bother me.
You weren't leaving before she said it, and now you're talking about leaving. There is a correlation there. Whether it bothers you a lot, I don't think she's raging here at all. But to say it doesn't bother me at all, it's simply... So this is just a big coincidence. Okay.
Just plan and don't tell. No, but because if you guys don't see me for a day, you assume I'm like, I don't know.
We assume that you're sucking on a mystery meth pipe at a crackhead's boyfriend's trap house. That's what we assume. Why do we assume that? Ask yourself.
I don't mind the comments, Jania. I don't mind. Thank you for the super chat.
If you don't mind, just don't acknowledge. How about that? But no. The thing is, she either cares a lot, depending on how freed she is by the edibles, or she has to make a point of how she doesn't care at all. But she's still trying to run off stream.
Mm. You're going to get caught in a lie.
Mm-hmm.
It's not a lie.
It is sometimes.
It's trying to keep some of my life private. That's all it is.
They're different.
I'm not trying to be deceptive to people. I'm not trying to sneak around.
Remember that Peach just said, I didn't know if you wanted to hide this from your audience.
Keeping things private is not lying.
There is a nuance here I feel she's missing. Keeping things private is not lying. That is true. If you want to keep things private, don't bring them up on stream, because then there's no need to lie. There's no need for you to lie. Because if you're lying to try and keep things private, that's still a lie. Keeping things private would be, okay, don't address it, don't talk about it. You know what I do when people say, what school do you work at? You know, what city do you live in? What age group do you work with? Hey, what have you done here? Hey, can you do a vlog giving us all these details? I say, hey, thanks so much for your interest, but actually, I don't put those details about my job online, just internet security. And I thank them and I move on. And it's not a big, like, fuck you to my audience. It's just, hey, I want to keep myself safe, so I don't do that. And that's all you have to do. Or you can just ignore it entirely, because it's chat and it flies past quite quickly and you don't need to address it. You can choose to do that. You can choose to stick to what you're saying and say, hey, no, I don't discuss it. And then there's no lie, because you don't discuss it. But if you're lying to hide things that you want to keep private, that's still lying. And there's more of a nuance there than you're admitting.
When you accidentally dox somebody, that's different.
Again, it is. She turned her phone and showed his name, an Egyptian dude's name, yeah? Whether she did it deliberately, whether she didn't, whatever. Putting a first name out there is not the same as doxing. The community at large made that into what it was made into. However, the numerous things she did after that were choices, showing his face on stream, were choices. Confirming that his dox was correct was a choice. And remember, she said she was kind of pissed off that time, and then she drove back from his house showing all the landmarks so he could be tracked back very easily. Choosing to be negligent with his information after that initial point, that was a choice. That was something you did. So did you intend to say, this is the guy I'm dating, this is his name and his address and his whatever, initially when you accidentally, let's say accidentally, I know some people don't agree, flashed your phone? No, you didn't intend that. Let's argue. But to say all your actions afterwards were accidental entirely, no, after that it was a talking point because you needed content. That wasn't an accident. If you confirm doxes, if you then show routes, if you're not careful with your information or other people's information, you are complicit in that doxing.
But I bet you go to Kiwi Farms where all they do is dox people. You probably read the forums there, but have a problem with what I did.
I don't see those as mutually exclusive. Saying, oh, well, you received that information and therefore you are wrong. Therefore, you can't say, well, it's a problem to dox people. If they're the one doxing you, then yes, you can make that argument. But saying that information is out there and therefore, you know, you complain to me because I'm the one who laid that trail of breadcrumbs. I don't agree with this argument.
If you have a problem, you can go, Tim. I mean, you know, it's no problem.
Yeah. Remember, she's not bothered and this is a members only chat. You just fuck off. Just fuck off.
Come back in here. You obviously have issues.
Yeah, clearly he's the one with the issue.
I want to hear it, honestly.
Yep. So, welcome to Very Important Pieces. People who are joining, what are you doing? Why are you paying money to be treated like this by the creator?
Okay, I gotta go.
Yeah, what a surprise. And then she left, and that was that. And it definitely wasn't because she was bothered. It definitely wasn't because the conversation was getting away from her. And we've seen more and more in these members-only live streams, people just not taking her shit. Not being, like, outright vitriol to her, but saying, hey, what the hell? Like, calling her out when it doesn't make sense in a way she was not expecting from members-only chat at all. But you'd think she'd be more careful of, given how that tide's been turning. Anyway, there we go. We are all done. I hope you enjoyed the react. If you did, like, subscribe, all the nice YouTube type stuff. And I will see you next time. Thank you so much for being here. Thank you.